Hi, welcome to Fitness Tips. I'm Jennifer Wagner with Collective Wellness, and today we're going to talk about the lunge, the form, what it does, and then some ideas of different lunges that you can do. So we're going to start by how you get into the lunge. I'm going to turn to the side here so you can get a nice view from the side. You want to take a nice step back, and everyone has a different leg length, obviously. So you want to sometimes kind of a trial and error of depending on how long those legs are. But to start with is that you want your feet, toes lined up, straight forward, and the feet lined up. And then I want you to make sure that your back heel is all the way up. It's very common for people to push down into the heel. And if you wonder why your calves are firing up while you're doing the lunge, and that's probably why. Make sure if you are wearing shoes that your heel of your heel stays in your shoe, because that can affect your form also. The next thing is, so you get that heel all the way up, is you're going to roll your hip under, so tuck your tailbone under and bringing that back knee forward a little bit just to get into that lunge. Then shoulders are back and down, so your chest is lifted. So if you see my shoulders and hips are lined up. And then I want you to be able to wiggle your front toes because the weight is towards the back half of your front foot. And then your knee and toes, so your center toes are lined up. You're going to go straight down into that lunge. And when you go straight into that lunge, shoulders stay back, so we're not going forward with the upper body. We're also not going forward through the legs too. Everything is going straight down. And when you're doing this lunge, you're going to feel your quads, your hip flexors, your glutes, everything is firing up into this lunge. Now, when it comes to how far you go down, the further you go down, I'm going to extend my length just because I'm going to go further down. I want to make sure I keep that knee behind my toes. You want to go down as far as you can. Really get deep into that lunge. And when you do, keep an eye on making sure that this front knee stays behind your toes at all time and that your weight is not shifting forward. And then you're just simply going to go up and down. Again, keeping that heel off the floor. Should be able to wiggle your front toes. Don't have to wiggle them all the time, but just so that you know that weight is off the toes and shooting up into the knees. So this is the lunge. If you are somebody who is challenged with balance or haven't done the lunge very much, get something like I have a tall foam roller, so I would use this. I'm going to switch legs, give that leg a little rest. You can even use the wall and go next to it, but you have a little bit of balance right there. Another thing is that if you have weak knees or achy knees, just go down a little bit. Make sure your form is correct also, because that can affect how your knees feel. But just go a little bit and back up. And then as time goes and you're strengthening the knees and you're exercising in that proper form, you should be going a little bit further. That is how you do the basic lunge. I'm going to take you through a little montage of lunges and give you some ideas on different ones. But when you look at each one I do, you'll see the same concept. Knee behind the toes, back heel is straight up, my posture, shoulders and hips. You'll see that happening with all the different lunges. And with each lunge, you're going to target your muscles through your legs just a little bit differently. So that is everything I have for the lunge. I hope that helped you explain it, helped you with the cueing on making sure your form is correct. Because if your form is not correct, it can make or break a workout by injuring yourself or just not getting the same benefits that you should be getting out of that lunge. When you're doing lunges, you want to really fatigue those muscles to the point where you cannot do any more and still keep that form. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. I'm more than welcome to answer those. Thank you for coming. Have a great day.